Hey y'all, it's me Marty. Welcome to another video. So this morning I just wanted to share a little bit with you about patterns, and I wanted to show you a project I just did real quick. Actually 7 projects out of the same pattern. So it is Saturday morning, it's chilly. Sorry I got my heater going. I was going to turn it off for the video, but it's just cold in here. So it's a beautiful Saturday morning the Lord has made. It's sunny and clear outside, blue sky. But it's chilly, it's 0 out there, and it's going to be 0 or below the next few days. Anywho, I've been out in my shop for a couple hours. I got the heat going. I got it up to about 25 in here, so it's better, but it's still cold. Anywho, hope you're all doing well. I hope you all enjoyed my shop tour video yesterday. Sorry it was kind of long. I rambled a lot, but I don't know. I just hope you enjoyed it. Anywho, what I did this morning, I want to do a couple... Actually, I'm doing a few projects and a few videos, and I'm going to upload them in the next week or whatever and just share with y'all. But I made something here, actually 7 things out of the same pattern, okay? And so I want to show you this and then just talk a little bit about pattern options and just give you all some ideas. Okay, so I have a pattern here of the state of Minnesota, okay? And it's just a silhouette pattern, okay? I don't know where I got it in a magazine. I want to try to remember where I have patterns and give credit to the designers. A lot of times they're older patterns I've had for years, but I'm going to try to do that when I can. I'll see if I can find where I got this pattern. It was out of a Scroll Saw magazine or book. But anyway, it's just the state of Minnesota, kind of a silhouette. A couple of trees there, and a loon, and a couple of fish, kind of a neat pattern. And I made a hardboard template out of it. Like I say, that's what I do with a lot of my patterns, especially if it's things I'm going to make more than one of. If I'm only going to do one of it and it's really detailed, I'll use a paper pattern. Otherwise, I make templates. So I have a template of the state of Minnesota here. I just want to show you that I took the same pattern and I made 7 different things out of the same pattern, okay? And I've done this before. I think I did a video. I think I had a mandolin pattern and I did the same thing. But this time it's the state of Minnesota. I'm going to show you here. So that's the pattern. I'm going to show you 7 different things I made here. From simple to more complicated, I guess. I don't know. So right here, just a simple cutout of the state of Minnesota, okay? Out of pine, just a cutout of Minnesota. Nothing fancy, but kind of neat because it's a cutout. It can be a decoration or whatever. It can be something for kids to play with. Kids can paint them, and it can be just a neat cutout of different states and shapes and stuff, but that's just a simple cutout out of pine. Then, took the same pattern again, and out of pine again, I made a puzzle. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just a 4-piece puzzle. That's what I do. I make puzzles for kids. I got 20 some puzzles, 25 puzzles. I'm going to cut into puzzles for my grandkids today after we paint them. Anyway, that's just a simple puzzle. The same pattern. I just went a step further and I just cut it into a puzzle. And it's really simple. You don't need patterns for puzzles, y'all. Just make a key so they link together. You know, just cut the keys, kind of, I call them. But just make a simple pattern. Same pattern, but that one I made a puzzle. Okay, same pattern again. This is out of cherry. Just same pattern, but this is like a little cutting board, a little mini cutting board, or you could call it a cheese board. You know, there's all different ways to make cutting boards. You know, you can rip strips, laminate them, end grain, edge grain, all the different ones like that. Or you can just do a solid piece of wood. If it's cherry or maple, you just make a solid piece of wood and it's a cutting board. So this is like a mini cutting board, cheese board, out of the same pattern. Okay. Then I did another one. This one's out of oak. Same pattern. I just cut it out, and this could be hang out on wall or a standing decoration. I didn't finish any of these yet. I'm just going to put a clear coat on all of them. But that's state of Minnesota, out of oak, and I just put a little star there where we live. Kind of a neat little decoration, or you could write Minnesota on it. You could wood burn on it. So like a wall hanging or a desktop decoration. Same pattern again. This one's in oak. Kind of a sign or a decoration. Now I went all the way with the pattern. This one is out of maple. And I did the whole pattern. I cut all the details out. So this is like a silhouette decoration, you know, with the trees and the loon and the fish. And this can stand up on its own. You can put it on a base, or you can just hang it on a wall. That's what I usually do. So it's a detailed fretwork, Minnesota decoration. Then you can also, so I already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the exact same pattern. But you can also resize patterns, okay? And so here's not the exact same pattern, I kind of varied it, but the state of Minnesota, and it's a little cribbage board. A little bit bigger, I zoomed it up, I made it bigger and made a cribbage board out of the same Minnesota pattern. Then I zoomed it down, well actually I didn't zoom it down, I just drew it, and it's not exact, but it's okay. A Christmas ornament, a Minnesota Christmas ornament. And this is out of yellow birch. So kind of neat. So I have 7 things here. I have a cutout, a puzzle, a little cheese board, a decoration, like a sign, and then a fretwork silhouette, a cribbage board, and a Christmas ornament. 7 different things out of the same Minnesota pattern. And I just varied them. So just to show you that you can take one pattern and do all different things with it. Ooh, it's chilly in here, cold. I love it though, I love winter. But yeah, it's just kind of fun. So think outside of the box, y'all. So a few things on patterns. People are, my shop too, people are asking me about patterns and stuff. So first of all, I want to start giving credit to designers and where I got the patterns in magazines or books or whatever, or online. Many of them I get free. I've bought some, but a lot of my patterns are books and magazines that I bought, and like get a lot of online patterns and stuff too. But I'm gonna try to do that. So I have millions of patterns, y'all. Seriously, you seen yesterday in my shop tour video, all kinds of books and magazines and stacks of patterns and everything. But there's all different places you can get patterns. So yeah, there's people out there who like to get a pattern and they do the exact thing, okay? And that's fine. I don't like to do that. I like to be creative. So I'll take a pattern and I'll purposely go out of the line when I'm cutting it, when I'm making it, just to make it a little bit different, a little bit unique, and make it my own. It doesn't have to be exactly like the designer made it. Just, tweak it and make it your own and change it and make, do different things like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I'll do that a lot with patterns. And so, knowing that, you don't have to, there's different places you can find patterns. So you can just Google, let's say the state of Minnesota. Okay, you want a pattern for the state of Minnesota? Just Google free Minnesota pattern, or just free Minnesota pattern, or map, or outline, or black and white clip art. You can do that whenever you're looking for something. And then you can just print it off, or trace it on your phone, or trace it on your computer screen. And you have a pattern. You can make a paper pattern. You can make hardboard templates like I do, and just Google the shape, whatever you want. Okay, for the state of Minnesota, for that matter, you could get a map book or an atlas, and then you got a shape, of the state of Minnesota, the exact shape of Minnesota. There's different patterns out there that are not exactly the state. Some of them are, like, especially a puzzle or whatever, they're more just generic shape of the state. Or you can use a map book or an atlas and have the exact shape of the state. So you can do that. So you can do that for every state. You can make puzzles and all different kinds of creative things. There's other things you can make out of these too. I was going to do some other ones too. I was going to wood burn a sign. I can make a little dump tray. You can make a little dish the shape of Minnesota. There's other games you can make with the state of Minnesota. There's so many different things. You can make a coaster out of the state of Minnesota. Different things. Of a little box. Other kinds of wall hangings. You can enlarge it and make a sign for the side of your house with your numbers on it. All different things with that same pattern. You can enlarge it. You can make it smaller. So yeah. So just Google shapes. Also coloring books. What's that glass art? People put pieces of glass together. What is that called again? I forgot. If I remember, I'll put it right here. I can't think of the word. I'm always forgetting things. Where you put glass together and you make artwork. You can use those patterns. Those patterns work really good for segmentation and intarsia, making those on the scroll saw. So those patterns work for a lot of things too. Just go on and Google shapes and whatever you're looking for, a horse, an apple, whatever. You'll get a whole bunch of different designs and pick the one you want. Also, for like lettering, for making names and words and stuff, use your computer. Go onto Word and type it in. Let's say it's Marty, right? Marty, and you can change the font, you can change the size, the letter spacing, all that can be done in Word, and then just print it out, and then tape it to wood and cut it out. Or you can make templates like I do with those patterns. So all different ways to make patterns and find patterns. So yeah, you can buy pattern books, you can buy pattern magazines and get them all, or you can Google them, you can make them on Word on your computer. A lot of times I'll just look at a picture. Just be creative, y'all. I look at a picture. I do that all the time. I'll look on YouTube and Facebook and all different places and look at different things that people are making, get ideas, and I'll just draw my own design, or I'll trace it on my phone. It's not that hard. You can screenshot stuff. So again, that's the other thing I have to figure out. If I'd like to share patterns, I wouldn't mind doing that. But I have to figure out how to share them on my YouTube channel. I'm not really sure how to do that yet. But I'm not. So my channel isn't so much like showing how to make something or giving out patterns and all. It's not. I just like to make something and then show how I made it a little bit. Sometimes I'll do a how-to video, but mostly it's just making different things and showing how to be creative and just sharing. So there's all different ways, different places you can find patterns. So many places. Go for a drive and you see patterns on billboards, or in the store or different places. That's the other thing. You can go to Walmart or dollar stores and you can get cheap things and use them for patterns. Christmas ornaments and cutouts and decorations. Use those for patterns. Yeah, if you're going to use somebody else's pattern from a book or a magazine or from a store or whatever, you got to get permission or give them part of because there's copyright stuff and all that. You got to be careful of all that stuff. So a lot of those things you can't really sell, but you can use the patterns to make gifts. And sometimes you can sell them. You just can't sell the patterns. But there's all kinds. You got to check into all those legal things when you're making. Let's say you're doing a Minnesota Twins or a Minnesota Vikings thing. Can't really sell those because it's copyright, but you can give them as gifts. So you check out all those legal things, because I'm not sure about all that stuff, but I don't really sell stuff too much, but for gifts. So there's so many places you can get patterns, y'all. And be creative. Make up your own patterns too. I do that all the time. Or again, take somebody's pattern and tweak it, make it a little different. And just think outside the box. And it's just kind of fun to see what you can do. I mean, look at this. I took one pattern, one Minnesota pattern, and I made 7 different unique things. A cutout, a puzzle, a little cheese board, cutting board thing, a wall decoration, and then a fretwork decoration, a cribbage board, and a Christmas ornament, all out of the same pattern. It's just kind of fun to see what you can do. So yeah, think outside the box, be creative, make up your own patterns, make up your own plans and projects too. That's what's kind of fun. Another thing you can do, what I've been starting to do, is looking in my older books and magazines for older projects that people don't do anymore. I did a couple of those at Christmas, like the take apart reindeer, and like these patterns here, these reindeer, different things like that. Things that people they made maybe in the 80s or 70s or 60s or 50s, way back. Bring back some of those older projects. That's kind of fun. I have older magazines and books, and I'm trying to dig through and find older patterns and older toys and puzzles. I want to do that this year, the new year. Make some older things that people don't make anymore. Bring them back. Bring back some of those older patterns and projects. And yeah. Boy, when I ramble, I can ramble. How do you guys put up with me? I was watching my shop tour video yesterday on our big screen in our living room, and I'm like, how do people put up with me? I just go on and on and on and on. Anyway, I like to talk. I like to share and just encourage and inspire others to be creative. God created you. God created you to be creative. Be creative. Make things. Make gifts, and think up your own ideas. But yeah, there's all kinds of places to find patterns out there. And again, tweak them, put different patterns together, and think of different ways. It's kind of a challenge. Take a pattern and think, how many different things can I make out of the same pattern? It's kind of fun. But yeah, I decided to share. Oh, I was going to say another thing. You're talking about states. You can also do lakes. Go to Walmart and get one. They're in sporting goods. They have lake map books. Or just Google it. Google the lake that you live nearby and just print it off. And you have a picture of the lake, and you can make it out into a wall hanging or a cribbage board or a puzzle. Any lake in the world, any country, any shape, you can do so many things with. So, anyway. All right. Well, I'm going to end this video. I just wanted to share just a bunch of things I made out of the same Minnesota pattern, and just, give you some ideas and talk about patterns a little bit and just the different options out there. So, anyway, hope you're all doing well. Stay safe and warm, and have a wonderful day. And we'll see you on the next video.